Hey there, welcome back to the vlog. Good to see you again. Now, I've been using this cracked typeface for my title sequence for 6 to 9 months now, and it's getting a little bit tired, so I decided I'm going to do something a bit more dynamic, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. Okay, so as I was saying, this title sequence I've got is good, I like it, but the font that I've been using for a while now is quite tired. I just changed it recently, as you may have seen, and I've put a bit of animation into it using one of the Final Cut title sequences, but I think I want to swap the font out and do something a little bit brighter, a bit more dynamic, and a bit more animated as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Adobe Illustrator that I've got here, Adobe Illustrator Draw on the iPad Pro and the Apple Pen, and combine that with the screen recorder and see if I can come up with something a bit more dynamic and a bit more interesting, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it as well. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is turn on the screen recorder. Now you can get to that by double clicking on your iPad. It takes you to the control center, which I've got here, and there's this little record button. Now if you don't have the record button there, don't panic, just go to settings and control center and you'll be able to add it in here. So just look at the custom control center controls, the record button will be there, and then you'll be able to do this as well. So now that I've got that going, I'll hit the record on there and I can start showing you what it is I'm going to do on here. Now I'm going to take Adobe Illustrator Draw, and first thing I want to do is make the background color chroma green. Now I can just click here to do that. Now chroma green is a color break of 0:177:64. Now I went and looked that up online just to double check myself, so I'll change that to 177, there we go, and 64. So now that I've got that color locked in Adobe Illustrator, I can just click back on my pen tool here, and I just hold point down for a second and it should swap me straight back and change the whole background color. And there we go, I've got a chroma green background here, and I can then draw on top of that one, and then I'll be able to just use normal keying tools in Final Cut to take the green out and use that wherever I want. Now I'm going to switch to the brush tool here, there we go, and with that brush tool I'm going to come back and change the color again. I'm going to make sure it's black. I've already got that in there for that brush tool, so that's all good. If you're not sure, once again you just tap on the color black and then go and change it so that all of the RGB sliders are down the bottom. I will also make sure that the pen size is not too heavy as well. There we go, that'll do us nicely quite there. So now I'm going to just start with doing the title. So as you can see, I've got Tim Simpson Vlog 159. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to swap it out in here and use it for this vlog. So here I'm recording the screen, so I will just go something like that. So now that I've done this and I've got this here, I can just come through, back to double tap that, back to my control center, and I can stop recording. There you go, now I've got that in Photos. I can just jump into Photos and airdrop that straight to the Mac, and then from there dump it directly into Final Cut. So let's go have a look at that. Okay, so here we are in Final Cut. Now I've got the file here in a folder, it's also in the timeline. I'm just going to drop it straight on here so that we can select out the part of it that we want. Now here's all the bit, of course, where I went through showing you all of the things that we will be putting into the show later on, but here's the animated bit that I'm actually after for the title. So I will take that from there through to there. So what I'll do is I will trim that in to match that. There we go, and on the other side as well. And there we go. Now I can take this and place it up above here. Now I'm going to probably want to speed it up a little bit to kind of fit into that same gap. So what I'll do is I'll just go Command R for the retiming and just drag that back, tighten it up a little. If I wanted to, I could match it evenly with the ends of the existing clip, but I won't worry about that just now. Okay, I'll just move that out a fraction to there. There you go, and just tighten it up a little. Now what I'll do is I'll let that render, and I'm going to disable this other clip underneath it. And do that in Final Cut just by hitting the V key. There we go. Now we'll just give that a second to render. And there we go. And then we can just have a quick look and see how that runs on screen. There's my title sequence heading up, of course, and the graphics will cut in through here. Now as you can see, we obviously still need to composite that together. That looks alright at the moment though, so what I'll do is I will just grab the properties here. I will click on the crop tool just there, and that gives me the crop controls right up here in the viewer, so I can just grab that top and bring it in. I can bring the sides in and just take out all of the stuff that I don't particularly need to keep. There we go, excellent. The next thing I'll do is I will grab the keyer, which is just here, just drop that on the clip just like that, and straight away we've got a pretty good key. I'm going to do a couple of things with that as well, which will colorize the text and get rid of the aliased edge. But in the meantime, I'm just going to hit done on there because I don't need to crop it anymore. Now I'm going to come to the color corrector, and I'm going to go to the color tab, and I'm going to take the master color and I'm going to bring it up into pretty much where I want to end up. So that's kind of where I want it to get into that yellowy. So I'm going to bring the mid-range up into that yellowy green as well. In fact, I'll probably just bring all of them up there, and as you can see, as I bring them up, that gets quite bright. So that's just a real quick way of colorizing something in Final Cut, in case you're wondering. I can intensify that using the saturation, of course, or flatten it down. So it's pretty good as it is straight away. And of course the exposure, I can make the whole thing bolder or a bit darker just by blowing the exposure out in the mid-ranges or the master exposure. In the case of using a bright yellow, it's not going to do a huge amount more than is already there, but it's quite cool. Now what I can do as well, that I've done that, is just come and scale it up a little bit, and I can change position of it a tad as well. I'll just click on there and grab that and bring it down. There we go. That'll do us quite nicely. So I'll just make sure that that whole graphic does fit within my guides. Yep, that's quite nice. And then I'll just once again click done, and I'll let that render for a half a moment. Well, I didn't need it, it's already rendered, and there we go. I'll play that through. There you go, that's not half bad at all. If we add a bit of music back into that as well, just to see how it looks. There we go. And that's it. That's creating a bit of an animated graphic straight away. Nice and quick, fairly easy, and a great outcome from it. So I'm going to carry on with this and keep doing a bit more. I'm going to do the date at the beginning, and I'm going to do something for my end page as well, just to snazz it all up and keep it consistent. I think that's nice and bright. It's quite eye-catchy. It's a bit different. It's not something you see everybody doing until, of course, you'll watch this video and copy it. Don't worry about copying things by the way you see online. It's perfectly fine. It's how you take something, you evolve it, you make it your own, and then do something new with it. That's not copying, it's evolving, it's growing, and every time somebody adds something else to it, it gets better and better. So go ahead and creatively plagiarize to your heart's content. Take what I'm doing here, if you like it, use it, play around with it, make your own thing out of it as well, and do something cool. Whatever you're doing, it's great as long as you're creating. So that's good for now. So don't forget to click over here and subscribe and all that sort of thing, and all of the other links that are about to pop up. So go have a look at people's things, subscribe, like, share, all of that sort of good stuff, and I will see you in the next one.